Wagner, a 6'5" senior. Head coach Clarence Turner in his 11th year as head coach of the Panthers.
Both these teams 27-0 coming into this contest. This has been heralded as one of the big games in the state, perhaps in the last 10 years from New Jersey high school boys basketball.
Once again, before the contest starts,
I've been waiting for a
you
long
are
time.
standing behind either basket.
The whole state is waiting. Did you see what
Behind you may view the contest.
right now tonight in Princeton?
Well, that makes both of us, and I'm sure Bob feels the same way, that we've all been waiting for this contest, and it has come here at Chatwin Gymnasium at Princeton University.
And the officials for tonight's game are Tom Lopes and Emil Clark.
Camden will be coming out. They'll be wearing the gold trimmed with purple, and the Scarlet Flyers wearing their red uniforms this time, trimmed with black. Jumping it up will be Braun and Billy Thompson. And we're just about to get underway here. Group 4 semifinal. Top is controlled by the Scarlet Flyers. Terry Fisher going to the hoop. Off glass. No good. Rebound loose. And ball will go over to the Camden Panthers as Gabriel could not save the ball. Neptune had a chance. Fisher could not hit. Camden comes back the other way.
And he went right to the hoop. We'll see what Camden can do.
Neptune playing man-to-man defense. Ball goes off the hands of Milt Wagner, out of bounds. Neptune ball.
Both teams look a little bit tight out here. Of course, we're into the first few seconds of the game, but I think they both want to know what the other team is made out of up to now.
And we're going to see full court pressure by Camden. They're going to double team the ball.
Fisher bounce passes back out to Gabriel. Pass in the corner for Brex. His baseline jumper is good. Oh, Brex!
And Carl Bragg starting off quick. He played great the other evening.
Jumper by Gary Ware. Pardon me, Dave Kelly's no good, but we have a whistle underneath. Foul against Neptune.
I think it's going to be on Terry Fisher.
It will be on Fisher as he fouled Thompson, who was going up for the offensive rebound. And at the line will go Billy Thompson, a 6'7" junior, averaging 23 points per game and 12 rebounds per contest. First free throw hits the side of the rim, bounds away. And the second one's clean. It's a 2-1 Neptune lead. On-court pass is intercepted by Milt Wagner. Wagner pulls up for the jumper. No good. Ball loose, picked up by Carl Braggs. Quickly the Scarlet Flyers come up court. Braggs with a nice fake to Braun. Cannot hit it. Offensive rebound is good.
Braggs made a nice fake, followed his shot, and got the rebound, put the easy basket in.
And a shot from the outside by Gary Ware is good, 4-3. Again, full court pressure by the Panthers. Gabriel's got the shot. The shot is rejected, goes out of bounds. Neptune ball. Kelly came up and rejected that one away as Gabriel looked for the shot. They inbounded to Kevin Thomas. Ball is stolen by Keith Williamson. Milt Wagner double team, travel. Milt Wagner turns the ball over. Neptune has the ball back on the far side.
So far, both teams a little bit tight, turning the ball over under the pressure defense.
Braggs in the corner looking for the shot. Passes the ball back out to Gabriel. Fisher out high. Thomas is setting the post up high. Now he gets the ball, looks for the shot. No good. Ball tapped back out to Gary Ware. So here come the Panthers. The score is 4-3, Neptune leading. Wagner inside pass to Thomas. Strong move to the hoop. It's good. Camden leads 5-4. Again, that tenacious defense by Camden, but Neptune has been able to get the ball to the forecourt every time. Gabriel, lob pass to Thomas, and his one-hand is good. Tough a shot too, as Billy Thompson's hand was right in his face.
And he shifted the ball from his right hand to his left hand and made the great shot.
Williamson goes into the right corner. Lob pass inside to Thomas. Whistle underneath. And we're going to have a foul inside.
Bobby
against
Braun.
Bobby Braun of Neptune.
That's the second team foul on Neptune.
Panthers set to inbounds underneath their own basket. Lob pass inside to Thomas. And he has an easy two. So he cuts the lead, 7-6. So Thompson able to hit. Braun driving all the way to the basket. Shot no good, but he's fouled on the play. So good strong move to the basket by Bobby Braun. And he's fouled underneath by number 51, Dave Kelly.
That's the first team foul on Camden.
Looks like they're going to try and put that ball up in the middle to Thompson, their big man. They seem to be working that the last two times down the court.
Braun's first free throw is good. He gives the Scarlet Flyers he ties the score at 7 with 5:08 remaining in the first quarter. And the second one bounds around but goes through. 8-7 Scarlet Flyers. Gabriel putting a little pressure on Williamson. He drives into the forecourt. Thompson, foul line jumper is good. So Thompson gives the Panthers a 9-8 advantage.
Thompson's got a quick 7.
Fisher with an inside pass to Braun. Knocked away, recovered by Braun. Into the corner for Fisher, and they'll slow things up. Camden in a 2-1-2 zone defense. Swinging around to Fisher. Back to Gabriel, he's got the 15-footer. No good. Rebound comes back after Braggs to Fisher. And his shot is rejected. Milt Wagner looking to go all in. And he just throws it right down. And he had a few words right there for Carl Braggs. So the Panthers
Milt Wagner's first two.
Braggs got the shot, and he hits it. Right in Milt Wagner's face, as to say, back in your face, buddy.
And Braggs has 6.
Ball is thrown away, and Braun comes up with the steal.
It does seem like Neptune is not afraid to bring a ball into Camden's game here under the key.
Right now, Camden is not pressing.
Inside pass to Thomas. Strong move to the hoop. No good. Rebound. Where? Wagner making a move on Braggs. Has the ball stolen. Here comes Carl Braggs. And he is fouled on the play by Keith Williamson. And Braggs, I'm sure not too happy about that play. Williamson, of course, tried to stop Braggs from making a layup and make him earn those 2 shots.
That's the second team foul on Camden. It's Keith Williamson's first.
At the line, Carl Braggs, who has 6 points so far in the contest. 6'4" seniors averaging 14 points per game.
It may just be that Camden doesn't feel so strong on the courts up against a team like Neptune. This might be the toughest match they've had all year. We've been talking about Neptune meeting tougher and tougher teams all along. Maybe this is the toughest game Camden's going to have to play.
And Braggs has got 7 already.
Both free throws are good. 12-11. Scarlet Flyers. And Neptune in a little trap. Half-court trap. Inside pass to Dave Kelly, who just threw it down right over Kevin Thomas. A shot is good, and he's fouled on the play. Foul will be against Thomas of the Scarlet Flyers, and it'll send Dave Kelly, 6'5" senior, to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
Little give and go underneath. He was wide open.
Kelly can't hit. And on the rebound, Braun is fouled by number 55, Billy Thompson.
For Billy Thompson, that's his first, third team.
Fisher brings the ball up court. No pressure this time by the Panthers on the inbounds. Fisher looks for the shot, inside pass to Braun. His turnaround jumper is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Neptune ball. Fisher driving to the hoop. Tough shot. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will remain Scarlet Flyers ball.
Fisher forced that one up. That was a bad shot.
But so far, the Scarlet Flyers have not been able to go inside, not been afraid of going inside against this Camden front line.
Well, I guess they want penetration.
Thomas has got the ball. He looks for the shot. It's rejected, but there's a foul on the play against Billy Thompson.
But Thompson, that's his second.
So Thomas has been able to get that position inside. That's getting him the ball, and he's making that move on Thompson, and he draws a second personal against the 6'7" junior.
They called it on Keith Williamson, number 3. We'll see if he was the man who fouled him or not. I thought it was Thompson.
Thomas's first free throw is no good. And the second one's good. And it's a 13-13 tie ball game. Wagner trying to make a move on Fisher. We're going to have a jump ball as Wagner turned back to Fisher as he was looking for a foul, but Fisher with a good defensive play. And we have a scuffle underneath the basket between Kevin Thomas and Billy Thompson. Words being exchanged between the two big men of both teams. And Coach Hank Moore of Neptune coming out onto the court, trying to settle things down.
And the referees are really going to have their hands full with the big men underneath the boards.
Well, the intensity of this game has already come alive, as you've seen both players starting to rough it up underneath the basket. And it will be a physical ball game. You can be sure of that.
Well, what they're trying to do right now, they're battling for position. They want to win the tap and get an easy basket. Neptune don't want to give them the position underneath the boards.
And the tap is controlled by the Scarlet Flyers. They have a chance to take the lead here with 2:38 remaining in the first quarter. Fisher at the top of the key. Right now, him and Bregg's playing catch. Gabriel, Fisher. Thomas has got the ball. Puts up the turnaround. No good. Ball's picked up by Carl Braggs. And has the ball stolen by Fisher, recovers. Fisher pulls up for the jumper. No good. Thomas. And he made a good move. Kevin Thomas, and he is really doing a good job underneath that basket as he draws the foul against Dave Kelly of Camden.
Good move, got them both up in the air and then went up to the hoop. The only thing they could do was foul him.
Kevin Thomas, knowing that these Camden front linemen can really get up in the air, and he's just giving them one pump fake. They're going to have to reject this shot, and he's drawing the foul.
That's Kelly's second foul, the 15th foul. Thomas so far with 3 points on the game, and he's been 1 for 1 from the line. And we've got a timeout.
With 1:50 remaining, the score, Neptune 13, Camden 13. And so far, the Scarlet Flyers have shown this team from South Jersey that this won't be a cakewalk like they've done throughout the year as they've waltzed over every opponent in South Jersey.
Well, it could be that Camden could get into a little bit of foul trouble here. We've had a few of them under the basket, and one of the things we're seeing here is that Kevin Thomas, as he did in that Trenton game we had done last week, he seems to be working himself under the basket, going up for the first pump fake, and then taking the shot, and that seems to be drawing a bit of a foul on the some of the Camden players here.
And both teams will come out into the floor, and Kevin Thomas will put himself at the foul line. He's got 2 free throws coming his way with 1:50 remaining in the first period. And Thomas hits his first. Scarlet Flyers have a 1-point advantage, 14-13. And both are good. Neptune 15-13.
And Thomas has got 5. 3 for 4 from the line.
And so far, we have yet to see the offensive explosion of Milt Wagner. And just as I said it, he just hit on a nice turnaround baseline jumper, and he ties the score at 15.
Wagner's got 4 now.
Averaging about 34 points per game. Braggs cannot hit. Ball tapped back out. Williamson, here come the Panthers. Bounce pass to Wagner. Offensive foul. Williamson, but Terry Fisher is down on the ground. And he looks like he's hurt.
He grabbed his knee. That's going to hurt him if he can't get up. For Williamson, that's his 3rd foul.
Well, that's Fisher down on the court. Now, we had some reports that Gabriel was injured last week, and that knee was bothering him. This would really hurt their the fast-moving guards out here if Neptune lost Fisher and Gabriel, or was even slowed down somewhat by them. We've heard a lot about the speed of Camden, and Neptune needs everything they can get from Fisher and Gabriel.
Well, Fisher, their best ball handler, their point guard, runs the offense, and he gets up slowly, but it looks like he's going to continue.
And right now, for team fouls, that's team foul number 6 on the Panthers.
Here is the bonus.
So that's 1-on-1 situation.
Neptune calls timeout.
And Scarlet Fire coach Hank Moore calls a timeout with a score of 15 all.
Right now, Carl Bragg's making a big difference. He's got 8 points, 2 for 2 from the line, 3 from the field.
We just want to mention that because of the size of this gymnasium and the coverage we're trying to bring you, we're not at our mid-court point with our overhead camera, as you may be accustomed to seeing. We're just off a little bit more down to, right now we're playing under the Neptune basket, off to the side of the Neptune basket, excuse me, but you don't have the mid-court advantage that you're used to seeing. This is an incredible gymnasium, and it is jam-packed. I mean, people are like 7, 8 deep here. Behind the scorer's table, behind our table. They're kneeling down in front of us. The gymnasium is just magnificent, and every inch of it is packed.
Well, they expected a crowd like this, and I thought about it when they said close to 8,000, but I never thought it would look anything like this. It's just an unbelievable crowd for a high school game, and people from around the state have just come to see this matchup between 2 of the state powers and 2 of the top teams in the country also. At the line, Terry Fisher, 6-foot senior, averaging 5 points per ball game. But even though it's 5 points, he's worth a lot more to the Scarlet Flyers. He's their big defensive guy. He's their ball handler, their point guard, runs the offense, and a very important part of the Scarlet Flyer basketball team. He hits both. 17-15.
And Keith Williamson is out of the game. He's on the bench right now with 3 fouls, and Kevin Walls is in.
Kevin Walls trying to bounce pass it inside, kicked out of bounds. And the interesting thing about Walls is he's only a freshman, 6'1" freshman, and first man off the bench for Clarence Turner's Panthers. Loud pass inside, stolen. Here comes Gabriel, and his shot is rejected by Milt Wagner. And Neptune will slow it back out as Gabriel was going in, and Wagner went way up for it. Just put that ball away, but Scarlet Flyers came up with it. Minute remaining in the first quarter.
And the only reason that Gabriel couldn't outrun him, that knee's got to be hurting him a little bit. Otherwise, he would have never caught up to him.
There you see the incredible jumping ability of Milt Wagner.
And speed.
Well, that's why they call him one of the hottest prospects in high school this year. And he is going to Louisville next year. Been recruited by over 200 colleges around the nation, but he decided to go to Louisville. And he's going to make that program, he's got to do unbelievable things there at Louisville Cardinals. Neptune working for that last shot, spreading things out.
Trying to get the ball inside either the Braun, the Braggs, or the Thompson.
10 seconds remaining in the first period. They're going to have to work things around quickly. Fisher running one-hander, no good. Rebound, Kelly. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. After one period of play, the Neptune Scarlet Flyers have a 2-point lead over the Camden Panthers, 70-15. And I'm sure Coach Hank Moore must be happy after that first quarter by the
He's
Scarlet
got to be
Flyers.
very pleased. They're getting the ball inside. Kevin Thomas has got 5 points. Bobby Braun's got 2, both from the line. Carl Braggs has got 8, 3 field goals and 2 from the line. So they're doing a great job underneath the boards.
Well, the thing that has ran opposing teams into the ground against the Scarlet Flyers is they get into foul trouble early, and that is usually the telling factor throughout the game. And as we look here, Bob, already Camden is in foul trouble. Williamson has 3, Kelly has 2, and Thompson has 1. So foul trouble have always been an important part for the Scarlet Flyers, as they've been able to come on and defeat teams that get in foul trouble.
And on the other side, Neptune only has 3 personal fouls, 1 on Terry Fisher, 1 on Bobby Braun, and 1 on Kevin Thomas. So far, Milt Wagner very quiet with 4 points.
And Terry Fisher has done a good job defending Milt Wagner. Only 4 points, and he's made him work for those 2 shots also. He's been pressuring him, watching so he doesn't get his hands on the ball. It's pretty tough to score if you don't get your hands on the ball, and Terry Fisher's done a great job.
Thompson's going to be tough, though. They got to shut him off. They're trying to get the ball to him low.
Tap control by the Panthers. Milt Wagner now with the ball, covered by Gabriel. With 2 men out, it puts up a shot. No good. Saved by Thompson. Inside pass, knocked away, but recovered by Kevin Walls. Walls now penetrating, pulls up for the jumper. It's good. Walls ties the score at 17-all.
That benefit by Kevin Wall. Neptune 17.
Fisher walks the ball into the forecourt. Looks for the shot. Inside pass to Braun. Move to the basket. His shot. No good. Whistle underneath. Foul against Brian Gabriel of Neptune. And he came over the back of Thompson and drew the foul.
For Gabriel, that's his first. It's the team's 4th foul.
Charge against Brian Gabriel of Neptune, his first. Team sport.
Wagner bringing the ball into the forecourt, covered by Terry Fisher. Fisher's done a pretty good job on him so far. Inside pass to Thompson, and it's good, and he's fouled on the play by Bobby Braun. Beautiful move by Wagner, went up in the air, dished off to Thompson. His shot was good, and he was fouled by Braun.
Thompson's going to play a big part, like I mentioned. They're going to have to stop him from inside.
His second. Team fifth.
For Bobby Braun, that's his 2nd foul.
1 shot.
Team foul number 5 for Neptune.
And the free throw's no good. Braun comes down with the ball.
19-17.
19-17. Camden on top. Panthers in a man-to-man defense. Braggs with the ball, covered by Wagner. Out top, inside pass to Thomas. He goes up for a shot, no good. Fouled on the play. So Kevin Thomas has really done a great job underneath, getting that ball and going up strong to the basket, like he always does. And he drew the foul against number 51, Dave Kelly.
Foul committed by David Kelly of Camden, his 3rd.
That's Kelly's 3rd.
So the big
Williamson
men.
and Kelly, both with 3.
And that's a reference we made earlier that Camden could get into foul trouble. Now we're in the 1st or 2nd minute here of the 2nd quarter, and they've got 2 fellas each with 3 fouls. 2 of their starting fellas, Kelly and Williamson, both with 3 fouls. And Thomas is working that ball into the key, just like we said. The fellas are feeding him, trying to take advantage of his 6 foot 8 inches, and he'll go up for that shot after a little pump, and occasionally they draw that foul.
Thomas is good from the line. He's 4 for 5 so far from the line. And Ron Smith has came in and replaces Dave Kelly for Camden.
And Thomas hits both. The ties the score at 19.
19 and Neptune 19.
Opening minutes of the 2nd quarter. Group 4 semifinal.
Thomas with 7. 6 of those from the line. Correct that 5 from the
Walls.
line.
Inside pass to Thomas. But we have a whistle. Offensive charge after the basket on Billy Thompson.
For Thompson, that's his 2nd.
Gabriel did a great job underneath, positioning himself. The basket was good, and Thomas came right down on top of him and was whistled for the foul. So we're coming back the other way. Oh, pardon me, it was Carl Braggs. So Braggs has got free throws.
There's the bonus on the line, Carl Bragg. He shoots
Braggs has got a chance to offset that dunk shot by Thompson if he can hit the 2 free throws. He's got 1.
He's got 9 points on the evening so far.
Second one no good, so we have a 21-20 ball game.
21-20.
So far, Braggs from the line, 3 for 4.
Ball's in the corner for Smith. Back out to Wagner. He's got the shot. Ball knocked away. Here comes Gabriel. And Gabriel this time beats Wagner. The basket, 42-21 Neptune. Scarlet Flyers are doing it.
And Gabriel's finally in the scorebook.
Brian's knee looked okay on that play.
And 3-second violation on Camden. Neptune ball. Scarlet Flyers doing a great job on defense, and of course that's what we've seen the Scarlet Flyers do all year. That defensive game bothering every opponent.
Violation is a 3-second violation charge against Camden.
Neptune has a chance to increase that lead to 3 points with a basket here. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Fisher out high. Neptune has it spread out. He's got the top of the key jumper. He's got it! Terry Fisher with the top of the key jumper. 24-21 Neptune.
And Fisher's got 4, 2 from the line and 1 field goal.
Wagner, he's got the shot, puts it up. It's good. Wagner putting a move on Gabriel. Hit the right side jumper. 24-23.
And Wagner now has 6.
Fisher penetrating all the way off glass. It's good. Terry Fisher with a beautiful move to the basket.
Well, he just showed you 2 things, Tino. He showed you I can hit from outside and I can also penetrate.
Wagner with the long jump. It's good. Milt Wagner showing us some shooting ability from the outside.
And both guards putting on a show.
Milt Wagner certainly living up to everything we heard about him.
Fisher, right pressure by Wagner, gets it off to Gabriel. Inside pass to Thomas. He's looking for the shot. He's rejected. And here come the Camden Panthers on the fast break. Wagner loses the ball. And we have a whistle underneath. A foul against Carl Braggs.
Oh, that's Braggs first.
Oh, at the line will go a 6-foot senior for the Camden Panthers, Milt Wagner. And before he goes to the line, we have a timeout with 4:55 remaining in the first half. And the score, Neptune 26 and Camden 25.
Good game so far. Both teams exchanging. That was unbelievable exchange by the guards from Neptune and Camden. Fisher came down, popped an 18-footer from outside. Wagner comes down, he pops one. Then Fisher comes down and he penetrates. And then Wagner pops out from about 25 feet.
Let me just tell you how both teams got here. Camden got here by defeating Shawnee in the first round. Then they defeated JFK Willingboro. And in the South Jersey Group 4 final, defeated Atlantic City for the 3rd time. This time defeating them 90-76 as Wagner scored 37, Thompson had 25. Neptune got here by defeating Sayreville in the first round 72-42. They defeated Trenton in an exciting semifinal game, 71-63. And then in the final the other night at the Thomas Dunn Sports Complex, defeated Perth Amboy 77-49 as Braun had 27 and Gabriel with a sore knee had 19. I think Brian maybe missed 1 shot that night.
So far, no substitutes so far for Neptune's first 5.
On the line, Milt Wagner.
At the line, Milt Wagner.
You know, one of the things we ought to recognize here, fellas, this is a semi-final matchup. This is not even the finals.
Well, I consider the winner of this one will probably go on and win the tournament.
And I don't envy Milt Wagner right now. He has to shoot as he's looking at the Neptune Scarlet Flyers fans behind the basket.
And that final will be Saturday night right here. Malcolm X. Shabazz knocked off Snyder in the first game today by a score of 63-57. And Malcolm X. Shabazz is waiting for the winner of this Neptune-Camden showdown.
Wagner ties the score at 26-all. Gabriel trying to make a move. Passes the ball back out to Fisher. Fisher pulls up. Passes up to Gabriel. Baseline jumper. Hits the side of the rim. No good. Rebound Thompson. Panthers have a chance to take the lead. Thompson bringing the ball up. Over to Wagner. 20-footer. Rims the basket. No good. Rebound Gary Ware. His shot. No good. Ball knocked away. Recovered by Fisher. And Fisher is called for traveling.
And that was a great defensive move inside by Kevin Thomas. He knocked the ball away from Gary Ware as he was about to put it up. Unfortunately, Fisher turns it over.
And as we look down court, Thompson and Braggs had a few words there. And this game is definitely getting physical and inside. Neptune in a 1-3-1 right now. Long pass inside, and we have a whistle before the pass, and it's on Thomas.
Thomas, that's his second. That'll send Gary Ware to the line, shooting 1-1.
Personal foul committed by Kevin Thomas of Neptune, his second.
So with just over 4 minutes remaining, both teams are in the bonus. So every foul, we'll see players going to the foul line, shooting the 1-1. Right now, Gary Ware, 6'6" senior, averaging 13 points per game, hits his first. Second one's no good, and Braun loses the rebound. Gary Ware going all the way in, no good. Ball still loose. Rebound picked up by Braun, and Braun has done a great job on the boards also.
26, Camden 27.
27-26. Camden on top by 1.
So far, Neptune has handled the pressure defense very well.
Braun's got the ball on the foul line.
He's got to go to the hoop.
He does, off glass. No good. And Walls comes up with the ball. Walls over to Wagner, driving the baseline, inside pass to Ware. Knocked away, stolen by Fisher. Here comes Fisher. And he is belted. The shot is count also. What a play by Terry Fisher. He's down the ground. And he was belted by number 15, Walls. The shot counts, and he's fouled on the play.
If that wasn't intentional, nothing else was.
I think that's 2 intentional fouls we've seen. Earlier we've seen Wagner, and this time we've seen Walls. This time Fisher, as he was hit, was able to get the ball up, and the shot goes down, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play. He's got it.
And he's 3 for 3 from the line.
Scarlet Flyers with a 29-27 lead. Ball stolen by Braggs. And he's fouled by Wagner in the backcourt. Through frustration, Wagner fouled Braggs. And Neptune right now, very emotional out there. They got a chance to up that lead.
What I didn't
5
like,
points.
the only thing I didn't like that time, Brass came down with the steal, but there was no guards for him to help out. Good thing that Wagner did foul him. Otherwise, he was in trouble. The guards got to stay back and help the forwards. Wagner, that's his first.
Neptune has a 3-point lead as Braggs is able to hit his first.
Wagner now has 1 foul. Braggs has 10 points.
And we have a whistle.
Back in the ball game for Camden, number 3.
Substitution. Williamson back into the game. And Walsh leaves.
Williamson in the game now with 3 fouls.
And the Neptune free throw shooting has been excellent so far in the game.
Braggs is 5 for 6 from the line.
Shot by Wagner. Hits the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Thomas. Neptune has a chance to increase that lead to 6 points. And look at the place now. The Neptune Scarlet Flyers are whooping it up here. Thomas in the corner for Gabriel. Nice move. Baseline, reverse layup. No good. Tap. It's good. What a tap by Kevin Thomas. Neptune 33. Camden 27.
Great hustle underneath the boards. Let's see if they can stop him now.
Shot is no good. Thompson on the offensive rebound, and they let him go. Good play by Kevin Thomas to leave him alone that time instead of drawing his 3rd personal.
So far, Neptune playing a very smart game. Full court pressure now by Camden.
Thomas out high. He'll get it back out to Fisher. Braggs looking for the shot. Puts it up. Rejected by Smith. He's double teamed on the baseline. Up to Thomas. Ware driving the baseline. Inside pass. Knocked out of bounds. Camden ball. You got to be impressed the way the Scarlet Flyers are playing so far. They have not been intimidated at all by the Panthers.
Well, with their starters back in there and some of their fellows, Williamson in particular, and Dave Kelly in foul trouble,
And on the inbounds, Wagner lost his footing. Ball was loose. Fisher dove it. And as Wagner brought it back in, he was fouled by Fisher.
And Fisher, a lot of hustle, went down to the floor, thought he could get a hold of the ball. He slipped and fell on him.
As I was saying, with some of their starters in foul trouble, now is the time in the last 2 minutes of this first half for Neptune to try and work that ball in again to the big man Thomas and try and get some of these other fellas with 4 fouls perhaps going into that second half.
Right now, Wagner with 10 points. 3 for 2 from the line.
Second one's no good. And there's a minute 50 remaining in the first half.
Bobby Braun quiet so far in the scoring totals, but doing a great job on the rebound.
33-30, Neptune on top. Fisher driving, pulls up with the foul line with a shot. No good. Rebound picked up by Braun. Shot is good. Bobby Braun, excellent job on the offensive boards. 35-30, Scarlet Flyers.
The Flyers are really beating them underneath the boards.
Ware travels. Gary Ware with the travel. Scarlet Flyers have a chance to up that lead to 7 points to the basket here, but not before Clarence Turner calls a timeout with a minute 25 remaining in the first half, and Neptune leading 35-30.
And I spoke to assistant coach of Neptune, Bill Poulin, before the game, and he says, we're not going to change our game plan. Everybody's been writing in the papers, well, Neptune's going to change their game plan to play Camden. They haven't changed. They're going inside, and they're playing their kind of game, and right now they're winning it.
I think Neptune knows just how good they are. I think if we're into a low-scoring game, Henry Moore's defense could very well prevail. And I don't think Neptune believes all the stuff they've read in the papers about Camden. I think they came out here to play basketball and not to read the papers or react to it. They came to play round ball.
Exactly, Bill and Bob. Good point there. Scarlet Flyers have not been intimidated by anybody this year, and they're not going to be by the Camden Panthers. Camden's going to have to come out here and show Neptune that they can play basketball, because right now, Scarlet Flyers are showing them that they can play with the round ball also.
And Bragg's doing a great job. He's got 11 points. He's got 3 field goals, and he's 5 for 6 from the line.
You figured over the year, Al, you've read so much about this Camden team. Number 2 in the country, number 1 in the state, averaging over 104 points per game. They have Milt Wagner, Billy Thompson. It could get a high school team a little bit intimidated, but it hasn't bothered Neptune at all.
Well, the Star Legend said they were number 1 in the country. Well, if Neptune wins, they're number 1 in the country.
That's for sure. They have every right to that honor. As Donnell Brown has come into the game, replacing Kevin Thomas. And we have a whistle traveling against Bobby Braun.
They've got to get it to the guards to break the pressure. They can't give it to the forwards. The pressure is too great.
Neptune in a 2-3 zone defense. Lob pass for Thompson. Whistle before the shot. Underneath.
And that's trouble. That's team foul number 2, 4, 6, 9, but that's Bobby Braun's 3rd. That's trouble.
And he's going to have to leave the game, and Thomas comes back in. He's got 2. And of course, that foul situation is definitely going to be a factor in the second half, as both teams have gotten themselves into early foul trouble.
Thompson so far, 3 for 2 from the line. Now he's 2 for 2, 2 for 4. Score 35-31.
And Thompson narrows the gap to 3, 35-32. Bragg gets the inbound. Cross-court pass for Fisher. Fisher, nice pass for Thomas. Back outside to Gabriel. Corner jumper. No good. Thomas on the offensive rebound. With a nice fake on Smith. The shot is good and he's fouled. Kevin Thomas has definitely shown the Scarlet Flyers and the Camden Panthers that he can play that inside game, and he's done unbelievable inside against the big men of the Panthers.
Ron Smith called on a foul.
There's another example of them getting the ball in low to Thomas, where he could go up with that little fake pump and then try and put the ball in there. We're lucky here. Now they got a good chance for a 3-point play.
He's got it. 38, 31, 32, excuse me.
5-point lead is big in this game.
Wagner has the ball stolen by Gabriel. And Fisher on the offensive rebound. No good. Donnell Brown is good. So Neptune staying with it. Donnell Brown giving the Scarlet Flyers the lead By 7.
They got the biggest lead so far in the game.
Ball knocked away by Donnell Brown. And Neptune doing a great job on defense. And Camden right now is stunned.
They got 25 seconds to get off a good shot. They're going to take all the time they can.
40 to 32. Scarlet Flyers, they'll work for that last shot. 14 seconds remaining. Ball almost stolen, but Donnell Brown has it. Braggs, corner jump. Good! Paul Braggs, 42-32. Wagner with the ball, driving to the basket. Shot no good, whistle. Offensive foul! Offensive foul on Wagner.
For Wagner, that's his second, and we'll go to the line.
And, well, if the audience sees that we're getting a little bit boisterous here, you have to excuse us, but we're so much caught in this Neptune basketball than everybody else is, and we're happy to see this happening right now. 1 second remaining, inbound, and that'll end the first half of play. With the score, the Scarlet Flyers 42, Camden 32, and what can you say about the first half? All Neptune.
Well, I don't know how much we can go on saying about the Neptune Scarlet Flyers and all the news that's been written, all the words that have been written about the Camden Panthers. Apparently, they spent too much time reading the paper this first half anyway. I don't want to get carried away here. We're getting caught up in quite a bit of excitement here. I don't know what's going to happen in this second half, but Neptune has played a great first half against supposedly the #1 team in the country, certainly in the, up till now in the state of New Jersey. And just where do you put Neptune after all this?
Well, the difference has been underneath the boards. Thomas got a lot of points, so does Braggs, and they've been winning it underneath the boards. Bobby Braun only with 4 points, playing a great defensive and offensive game underneath the boards. They are dominating the boards.
I have to think that the big factor in the first half was the defense. The Neptune defense shutting off Wagner. He only had 10 points in the first half, and you consider the Wagner averages 34 per game, and we've heard some games he's had 52, 42, and Fisher's done a great job of him. The Starflies has done a great job on defense, and that's been the whole story. So we'll be back with the first half summary and the second half action when we return.
Back at Jadwin Gymnasium in Princeton, and for the first time in Camden's history, they trail 42-32 to Neptune on top.
Well, what can you say about the performance by the Scarlet Flyers in the first half, Bob? Right now I'm hoarse. I can't believe what I've seen. Neptune coming out and giving Camden all they can handle right now. Defensively, they've done a great job. They've shut off Wagner. He only has 10 points in the first half. Fisher's done a great job. Thomas inside. He's done unbelievable. He's been able to get inside, give a pump fake to the big man inside, draw the foul, and hit his free throws. And they've come up with great defensive players, come up with a lot of steals and forcing Camden into many turnovers, and they have a 10-point lead at halftime. They played an outstanding first half.
Bill, your impression?
Yeah, well, first thing I want to say is I'm impressed with the size of this gymnasium. It's amazing, this crowd, the size of the gym that fill up for a high school basketball game. It's not just a high school basketball game, though. It's #1 and #2 in the state of New Jersey, and we're going to find out just in another few minutes who is #1 and who is #2 in the state of New Jersey.
There must be anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 people here, and as we pan the crowd, you can see they're jammed. They're standing all over it. They're standing in front of us. It's warm. Let's go over the scoring for Camden's Panthers. Milt Wagner, he's got 10 points. Bill Thompson, he's their big man. He's got 15 points right now. Gary Ware's got 3. Dave Kelly's got 2, and Kevin Walsh has 2. Two of their big men, Dave Kelly and Pete Williamson, have 3 fouls apiece. On the other side, for Neptune, Terry Fisher has 7. Brian Gabriel has 2. Carl Braggs has 13. Donnell Brown has 2. Bobby Braun has 4. He's the only one in foul trouble. He's got 3 fouls. And Kevin Thomas, that is, has 12.
Well, Bob, I said to myself before the game, the Scarlet Flyers can keep this game in the 60s and the 70s. They can beat this Camden team. But if the game gets up into the 80s and 90s, then you know that Camden is getting their fast break going. They're scoring a lot of points. And Neptune doesn't have that type of explosive offensive team like Camden does. They rely on their defense to score most of their points. And right now, the defense has held them to 32 points. And if they can hold Wagner to around the 20s, they got a great shot of winning this game, and he has 10 in the first half.
Well, we're just about ready for action. Camden already on the court right now. And the Scarlet Flyers coming out. Bobby Braun is jumping up against Phil Thompson. The score again, 42-32. Neptune controls, Carl Braggs on the control. Bobby Braun underneath.
Bobby Braun with a nice move underneath. Pump fake, getting the Camden player up in the air and hitting the shot.
And it's 44-32. Braun now at 6. And Neptune with the steal.
Well, in the first half, they were able to get that lob pass into Thompson several times. But that time, the pass was stolen. Good play by Gabriel.
Gabriel on a nice fake. Puts it up. Can't get the roll. Thomas over in. They can't get a roll again. Braggs couldn't get it in.
Tough break for Carl Bragg. He had a position, but his ball just rolled around the rim and came out.
Bobby Braun with a nice defensive play.
Well, Williamson jumped in the air, committed himself, and had to throw the ball right into the arms of Bobby Braun.
They get it to Braun. Now they'll slow it down as they lead by 12. Bobby Braun.
Bobby Braun with a beautiful move. And you got to give a lot of credit to Terry Fisher that time with a nice dish off inside. And Camden calls time.
And they call timeout with the score 46-32. They're up by 14.
One heck of a game, one heck of an open to this second half. I still don't know where this game is going to go. I kind of lean into believing Neptune can pull this major victory off here tonight. It's a long way to go yet in the second half. It's hard to be sure, but I'm really amazed. I'm amazed that they came on, but I think the only people who never had any doubt was Henry Moore and the Scarlet Flyers.
Well, Bobby Braun very quiet in the first half. He only had 4 points, but now he comes out and matches that 4 with, let's go, 6 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock. In a minute and a half, he scored 4.
Exactly, Bill. What you just said. Neptune has a 14-point lead, but 14 points in the eyes of Camden really is not that big of a margin. They could score 14 points. Once they scored 14 points in the game earlier this year in about 35 seconds. So they have that type of team where they can score points very quickly. But the way Neptune's playing right now, Camden is definitely having trouble getting that ball where they want. Wagner's having trouble hitting the shots, and they're having trouble getting the ball inside.
Williamson and Wagner are the guards. To Ware. They try to get it inside. Intercepted by Neptune.
What a job by the Scarlet Flyers.
Bobby Braun underneath. He's a little short. Rebounded by Thompson. Thompson will bring it down all by himself. And Wagner is fouled before the shot.
Oh, Wagner almost made that shot as he was fouled. He was running out of bounds and he just happened to throw it up and it just hit the side of the rim and came off.
That's Fisher's 3rd foul. They can't get a roll. They go inside to Gary Ware, and he gets it.
And they're going to call that foul on Braun, and I think that's 4 on Braun. And that's the only bad thing that's happened to Neptune so far. Braun has gotten himself into foul trouble. He has 4. And Donnell Brown comes into the game for Braun. Brown did a good job coming in the first half. And that's one thing about Neptune. Their bench has really come through this year.
Score 46-35. Neptune on top. Braggs with the ball. He's trapped underneath. With Fisher out front to Gabriel.
Neptune patiently working that ball around as Camden has collapsed inside, and now Thomas does get the ball.
They collapse on him, but they get it out front to Brown. And they're looking for a foul as Wagner bumped Gabriel. They get it inside to Thomas. He puts it in.
Gabriel, nice move. He got inside. Thompson had to come off and play Gabriel. Gabriel just missed the ball off of Thomas, and he had an easy layup.
Shut up and no good. Rebound by Carl Braggs.
And a definite rebound by Carl Braggs. He came down with that one with authority.
Braggs with the ball right now on offense. He drives, puts it off the glass. Can't get the roll. Fights for his own rebound, gets it, lays it up, no good. Thomas loses it. Donnell Brown's got it.
And good job by Neptune bringing the ball out. They crashed the boards, they couldn't get it, and they brought it right back out. Great play by Neptune.
Brown gets it rejected. The break, Wagner. He's got it.
Wagner, that time, Neptune had the ball stolen. Wagner went all the way down court, and nobody's going to stop him when he goes in for the layup.
The 37, the Neptune lead. The steal again. This time by Walls. Thompson can't get it. It goes.
Walls ended up fouling up the shot, and Neptune calls time.
Score 48-39. Neptune up by 9. And Henry Moore decided, let's call a timeout. 2 quick turnovers. Let's calm things down here a little bit.
Well, on the past 2 sequences, you've seen the full court pressure by the Camden defense. That time they were able to, on those 2 previous plays, able to come away, steal the ball on the double team, and come in and hit the shots. And they suddenly cut that lead down to 9 points, and we see what type of effect that does have on some teams. That's the first time that it's bothered the Scarlet Flyers.
It's going to be tough for the Camden Panthers to come back into this game with the defense that Henry Moore is noted for with these Scarlet Flyers. That's the thing that might be working in their favor. On the other hand, you've got the Camden Panthers, who are highly touted for their ability to score points very, very fast. And we're going to see a showdown right here in the second half.
And the thing is, right now, for Neptune, they're minus the services of Bobby Braun as he's sitting with 4 personal fouls. And that could hurt in the rebounding department, as Neptune needs as many big men as they can inside to offset the big size of Camden in the middle.
And they're going to see full court pressure right now. They get it to Brown, back to Fisher. He'll have to break the pressure. And he does. Foul will be called on Kevin Walls.
And good thing that Walls did foul Fisher, as it looked like Fisher traveled as he went to the basket. But he was fouled before the play.
That's Walls' second team foul. Gabriel with the ball out front to Brown as they slow things down. Brown had the shot, didn't want to take it. They get it to Thomas down low. He puts up the fake. They're going to call him for traveling.
Well, that time, Thomas has been doing what he's been doing several times, giving that pump fake. That time, Thompson didn't fall for it, and he was called for step.
Right now, Neptune must hold. With 3 minutes, 35 seconds left to go. And Camden loses the ball.
They got the ball inside of Thompson, right in the position where he wants it. Thompson took his eyes off the ball, bounced right off his leg, out of bounds.
Braggs. For Thomas, gets him up in the air, and he fouls.
And Camden is really getting himself into severe foul trouble. Thomas is just giving that one pump fake, and they're going up like pogo sticks, and they're coming right down on top of him. And he'll just do that all night, and they're just going to come down and foul him every time.
I think that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get somebody in foul trouble because Bobby Braun is in foul trouble for Neptune. They don't want to lose him. Now, we had Williamson and we had Ware and was Kelly in foul trouble in the first half. They're still standing firm with 3 fouls, and they've got to work that ball into Thomas a little bit more as they just did and draw those type of fouls. Turner has got his subs in for the Panthers right now, and they're trying to give Williamson and Kelly a little play.
Score 49-39. 50-39. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go. Third quarter.
Neptune leads 50-39.
Thompson with the rebound. Thomas, sorry. Brown with the ball, and he traveled.
Good call. He did travel. Donnell Brown looking to shovel the ball inside as Thomas was coming through the lane, but Brown was called for steps.
We mentioned a couple names wrong here. We just about see the scoreboard. People standing in front of it. We can hardly see the players. Sometimes we got to watch the monitor. Other ways we can't see the action at all. The Neptune ball.
Neptune doing a good job surrounding Thompson inside, and he really wants that ball bad. That time a little bit too anxious, and the ball is bounded right off his chest, out of bounds.
Fisher breaks the pressure. It's intercepted. Wagner can't get the roll. Braggs with the rebound.
Well, Wagner getting too showy that time. Tried to do it Dr. J style, and he got caught missing the easy layup.
Thomas with the ball low. To Fisher, he penetrates back to Thomas.
Good play by Thomas, getting that ball back out. He could have taken a shot, but he wisely figured that he could get a much better shot like this one.
Braggs.
Or dishing off the Braggs, because he had that nice move, dished off the Braggs. Braggs hit the easy 5-footer.
Braggs has got 15. Score 52. 39.
And the Scarlet Flyers are controlling the boards. No doubt about it. They are controlling the boards. They've controlled it from the very beginning of the ball game.
Fisher controls it. And it's off Wagner. Neptune will control the ball.
I wonder if Camden can play from behind. I don't know if they've been behind all season long. They might not be used to playing this type of a game.
Williamson in the game now. He's got 3. 3 fouls. He don't want to get another one. Fisher goes to the basket, forces it up, but Braggs gets the rebound.
Well, you can call that an alley-oop miss. Fisher missed it, but the ball alley-ooped right to Braggs, and Braggs hit it off glass.
Thompson.
Well, good play by Thomas. No need for him to pick up his third personal foul.
He's got the ball. He's got to get rid of it. Now he gets it back. He'll go to the hoop.
Kevin Thomas. And he is definitely having the game of his life here.
And he's got 16 points. Braggs with the rebound.
Wagner cannot get a roll, and he is definitely frustrated right now. The All-American high school star cannot buy a basket.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter. 1 minute.
And we got 1 minute left to go, third quarter. Neptune on top.
And listen to the Scarlet Fire crowd. They love every minute of this.
Brown with the ball out front right now. They'll slow things down. They'll run that clock down. And Wagner's got his third foul as he got impatient, reached in.
Very frustrated. Wagner is definitely frustrated, doing everything he can, trying to get after every ball. There was no chance he was going to get that ball away from Gabriel, and he fouled him.
This is one thing I've asked Henry Moore about a number of times this year, is what do they do when they're in a pressure situation? They've never really had a tough game. That's the problem Camden is having right now.
Watch Arlington. He's in the game. He might take the outside shot.
But did you hear the hand they gave Terry Fisher when he came out? Well-deserved hand, too.
We got 35 seconds left to go. They'll probably try and get it to Arlington. Gabriel drives to the basket. He's fouled by number 41, Gary Ware.
And Gabriel coming up, clapping his hands. He knew that the jumping ability inside of the big man of Camden, but he took it right to the basket, figuring he could either make the shot or draw the foul. He drew the foul.
That's Ware's first foul. Gabriel can't get the roll. Can't get 2. Thompson goes way up to get the rebound. Williamson to Wagner. He can't get the roll. We have a whistle underneath. It's going to be on Braggs.
They're going to call that foul on Braggs. Good position inside by Kelly.
Foul committed by Carl Bragg of Neptune, his second.
So Thomas and Braggs not in any real foul trouble. They both have 2 fouls. Braun is the one who has 4.
Carl Braggs leaves with 22 seconds left on the clock. Lem Walker comes in. Coach Henry Moore directing traffic from the sideline. They want defense. Shot no good. Wagner again. Can't get the roll. And we got a foul again. It's going to be called on Donnell Brown.
That's 2 easy shots that Wagner missed. He can't buy a basket. And Donald Brown and Wagner and Brown having words right now. Wagner's just frustrated. He can't buy a basket, and he's just doing anything he can to try to make up for that. Start anything, because right now he can't do anything. Thompson inside, couldn't get it.
The ball remains Camden.
Just can't believe how
10
many
seconds on the clock.
can't believe how many easy shots.
Wagner
they
off
missed.
glass.
Basket by Milt Wagner.
Arlington with the ball. He shoots it. A little too high. And the score after 3 quarters, 56-43. Neptune on top.
Neptune holding a 12-point lead, outscoring Camden by 2 points in that 3rd quarter. And this should be an interesting 4th quarter. Expected tenacious full-court press by the Camden defense. But I don't know where they're going to get their offense from, because Milt Wagner cannot buy a basket, and he's getting frustrated and is committing a lot of fouls. He's had 3 fouls right now, and Fisher's done a great job on him. Wagner only has 14 points, well below his 34-point average. And Thompson has only 17 points. So Neptune has done a great job defensively against those 2. And what can you say about Kevin Thomas inside?
Kevin Thomas has been the man inside, but you know what really happened in the beginning of this second half was when Bobby Brown, they were up by 10, Neptune up by 10, came out, Bobby Brown hit 2 quick baskets within the first 30 seconds of this 3rd quarter, and I think that pushed Neptune into really believing that they can win this game. I think they know it now. They're up by 13, and they've picked up 3 points in this 3rd quarter after leading by 10 at halftime.
I'm sure that's going to really scare Camden too, because knowing that they probably figured Neptune would come into the game a little bit intimidated, but now Neptune knows they can win this game and have a chance of winning it, and that's got to scare Camden right now, the way the Scarlet Flyers are playing.
Well, the Neptune 5 are on the court right now. You're looking at Carl Braggs, Kevin Thomas, Bobby Braun back in the game with 4 fouls, Brian Gabriel, and Terry Fisher. The tap control by Fisher. And we got a whistle.
And they called that on Williamson of Camden.
That's his 4th.
They called an offensive foul. I'm not sure. It looked like maybe Fisher, after the ball was stolen, might have put his arm out and held back Williamson, but they called Williamson before it.
Bobby Braun thinks better of it. Gives it back to Gabriel.
Smart play by Braun. They got the lead. Don't take any chances. They use as much as the clock. Try to use as much of the clock as possible.
Braggs with the ball. They get it inside. Bobby Braun with the rebound. We got a whistle. And it's going to be against Camden.
They're going to call that against 51, Dave Kelly. He tried to block the Kevin Thomas dunk.
That's
got
his
a piece
4th.
of his arm.
That's Kelly's 4th. They're over the limit. Kevin Thomas from the line.
As you look at the Scarlet Flyer fans putting up the
Thomas.
Neptune sign.
7 for 8 from the line. 8 for 9.
Excellent free throw shooter for a big man also. And that's one thing that's going to help the Scarlet Flyers down the stretch. As Camden puts that pressure defense on, should they get fouled, they all are excellent foul shooters.
Kelly leaves, takes a break. He leaves with 4 fouls. Kevin Wall's in the game. And Thomas is good on both. Score 58-43. A 15-point lead. And we got backcourt.
And Camden can do no right, and this is not the #2 team in the country we're seeing out here, supposedly.
Well, we got 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. Let's watch this game. Ball thrown away, it'll be Camden ball.
And we can see that pressure defense, that double teaming trap that Camden puts in their lineup. And it's really, the past 2 times, it has really bothered Scarlet Flyers.
This is really the first time we're seeing that pressure defense that we heard about so much.
Shot by Wagner, no good. Rebounded underneath. Ware, no good. Wagner.
But that's where Wagner's got most of his points, off offensive rebounds.
Braggs will slow it down. Bobby Braun goes to the boards. They called him for traveling.
Well, he did travel that time. Tried to go underneath the arm of Kelly and try to scoop it in, but he was called for steps.
Big defensive and offensive series for both teams. Wagner penetrates. He's got it.
And Wagner, knowing that he can't get that outside shot.
And we have a whistle.
It's going to be before the shot, a foul on Kevin Thomas.
Kevin Thomas went to the floor. That's his 3rd foul.
Wagner figures he can't get his outside shot to fall, so he's going to use his big 6'5" frame to get inside and muscle underneath.
And we got a timeout with 6 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. 58-47.
Well, right now we see that Camden is starting to put a little pressure on and trying to make a comeback into this game. There's 6.5 minutes remaining. Can Neptune hold on? But right now we can see the pressure defense that Camden has applied on the Scarlet Flyers. And I'm sure Coach Hank Moore, calling a timeout, wants to set up something to offset that press that Camden is put into the lineup.
I wonder when the last time Clarence Turner and the Camden Panthers had 47 points going into the 4th quarter, or this far into the 4th quarter. This far into the first half, for that matter, where we're used to hearing 104-point average, 104-point games.
Well, that's defense.
That's right. Like you said, Bill, we've heard 104-point games, and we've heard some games that they scored 169 points, and a lot of people around the state have said, what kind of team is this? This is really a high school team? Well, this same high school team only has 47 points with 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game.
Williamson looking for his first points of the game.
Williamson shoots 1 and 1.
He'll be shooting 1 and 1. He's playing with 4 fouls right now. His first is good. He's in the books.
As I look across, Camden fans are sensing something coming up now and expect full court pressure on the inbounds.
Neptune leads 58-49.
Ball intercepted by Camden. Wagner with the long shot. Can't get it. Bobby Braun with a rebound. Gabriel all alone. He'll take it to the basket. He's rejected, but put up by Fisher. And it'll count.
It's good and it's foul. What a play by Fisher. And that's something that you teach your players early in the season. Don't expect a man to make that easy layup. You never know. Something could happen. That time, Gabriel went up against Wagner. Wagner pinned it against the basket. But Fisher, good hustler, coming up to pick up the follow-up and hit the basket.
Fisher's good. The score is 61-49. Wagner forces up the shot. Rebound up and in by Gary Ware. He's got 7. 61-51. Bobby Braun takes it to the boards, taps it up, no good. Fights for his own rebound. Kevin Thomas is fouled, and it's going to count.
And a foul's against Ware. And Neptune definitely doing a great job on the boards, out-rebounding this Camden team underneath the so-called big jumpers. And the Neptune Scarlet Flyers are holding their own and doing a great job.
Okay, we've got a timeout. Now, you know, Kevin Thomas felt all along he had something to prove. Ever since the Shore Conference, things have been written in the paper about him. Other players have said things about him, that he's just big, that he can't really play the game. But Kevin Thomas is playing basketball tonight.
Well, there are 5 senior starters, and I'm sure they don't want to end their season in this game. And they have 5 minutes till they get into the championship game against Shabazz of Newark, who was a winner over Snyder in the earlier contest this evening.
And Kevin Thomas so far from the line, he's 10 for 11. So he's really hot from the line, foul shooting tonight. And he had 12 in the first half. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more. He's got 22 on the night.
And fellas, you got to give a lot of credit to the officials tonight. Tom Lopes and Emil Clark, they've done a great job officiating this ball game and not letting really anything get out of hand. They're calling a beautiful ball game.
Well, we're still only a few minutes into this fourth quarter, but Bobby Braun has been sitting down for a while, lest we forget that, and Neptune is certainly holding their own even with Bobby out.
Bobby right now is in the game, so he's playing with 4 fouls.
On the line, Kevin Thomas, he shoots.
Henry Moore taking a chance right now. And he's unbelievable from the line, 11 for 12.
Neptune leads 64-51.
64 to 51, a 13-point lead, the same as it was at the 3 quarters. We have a whistle, offensive foul.
And they're going to call the offensive against Ware. Thomas held his ground. Ware had nowhere to go. He threw his shoulder into Thomas. He was whistled for the foul. Good call.
Personal foul is charged against Gary Ware.
And that's his third. Full court pressure again. Gabriel breaks it to Bobby Braun. To Braggs. He'll take it to the hoop. Off the glass, and he's fouled.
And he almost came up with the basket also, but he's down on the ground. And he went to the basket, and he drew the foul.
Braggs also.
Charged against Bill Wagner, Camden, his fourth.
That's Wagner with 4. They lose him. This thing's over with.
Carl Bragg, he shoots.
Well, that's what Neptune's been looking for. There's number 4 on Milt Wagner. That's Williamson, Kelly, and Wagner, all with 4 fouls for Camden.
So far right now, Braggs is 6 for 7 from the line.
You
They
saw
have
Braggs?
the hand, a hot hand from the line.
You saw Braggs on that previous free throw. He backed away a little bit. He knew it was a little strong. He just gave you that nice soft touch.
Neptune 66, Camden 51.
66 to 51.
51.
Neptune on top. 5 minutes, 23 seconds left to go. They force up the shot. Rebound, Bobby Braun. Braggs behind the back. And we got a whistle. And there's a foul. We'll see who it's on.
I think they're going to call that foul on Kelly.
Personal foul is committed by David Kelly of Camden.
If I'm not mistaken, that's his 5th. He's gone.
He's
Bye.
gone, and listen to the ovation. The Neptune crowd gives him waving bye-bye to David Kelly, 6'5" senior,
Back in the ball game for Camden, number
who
41.
finished with 2 points, and he averages 9 on the season.
41. On the line,
I wonder if Clarence Turner talked to his team before this game and said, hey, look, if there's 5 minutes to go in the game and you're down by 15 or more points, this is what you do. I don't think he prepared for this one.
Braggs, unbelievable from the line. Only missed 1 so far tonight. Braggs with 20 points. He's got 21. Williamson out front with the ball. They get it to Walls. Inside to Wagner. He gets it to roll.
Tough move underneath by Wagner.
Wagner for 2. Neptune leads 68-53.
68 to 53 to lead. Neptune. Gabriel underneath, forces it up. Thompson with the rebound. Williamson drives. Feeds off the Walls. He gets it off the glass.
That basket by Kevin Wall. Neptune leads
68-55. Bobby Braun will dunk it.
Bobby Braun with a dunk shot.
Wagner. In.
Wagner came back. Neptune sleeping on defense after that Braun dunk. Wagner went all the way in for this shot.
Bobby Braun with the ball. He loses it. Williamson, he'll take it, and they got to call a timeout. They got to slow this thing down.
Field goal by Williamson.
Bobby Braun.
Good job by the big man Thomas to get the ball into the forecourt.
Thomas off the glass. And it's going to be Neptune ball.
Camden cannot do no right. Neptune doing everything.
72-59. Neptune on top. And we got 3:43 left. Thomas loses it. The steal by Williamson.
Wagner right there against Carl Braggs with a fine move. Good play by Carl, bringing the ball back out.
Cross court to Thomas out front. They wanted to get it into Braggs. They get it into Braun. He forces it up. Can't get the roll. Taps it in.
Braun staying with that missed shot with a tough move underneath.
Wagner can't get it. Bobby Braun open underneath the basket. They decide not to. Braggs controls it along with Gabriel. Gabriel baseline. It's in.
And Neptune is going to win this game, folks. They are playing an unbelievable game, and right now Camden can do no right.
Bobby Braun with the rebound, calls timeout. They lead 76-61. A 15-point lead for Neptune Scarlet Flyers.
And this 9,000-plus crowd sensing the Neptune victory, and several fans from the Camden area are leaving right now as they know that their Camden team is going down to the Neptune team tonight.
And some of the fans are starting to leave for Camden.
I don't think many of the Neptune fans are going to be leaving just yet. I imagine most of the crowd that's leaving is people who are here for the Shabazz-Snyder game, or they're just Camden fans who just can't believe what they're seeing today.
Right
the
now,
Neptune... Go ahead, Bob.
No, go ahead. You keep going.
The Neptune Scarlet Flyers have come to play basketball tonight, and I think they're really doing a job on Camden. This is amazing. Henry Moore and their defense, the Scarlet Flyers defense was not at all rattled by what was said in the press and in many of papers throughout this state and in Pennsylvania. Camden heralded team, #1 in the state. People talked about Rutgers and the Nets being the only two better teams in the state of New Jersey than Camden. Where do you put Neptune tonight?
Okay, right now, Neptune doing it underneath the boards. And right now, we got 2 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Gabriel underneath, and they're going to slow it down as the clock runs. Braggs with the ball. To Gabriel. Gabriel penetrates. They get it to Thomas. Underneath, he's blocked, and there's a foul called on number 41, Gary Ware. That's his third. Nope, that's his fourth.
Well, good move underneath by Thomas. Pump fake again on Ware. Ware fouled him.
On the line, Kevin Thomas. He shoots 2.
Thomas at the line, shooting 2.
Thomas missed the free throw.
Thomas has got 25 points on the evening.
We're having a lot of trouble seeing here. We got one of our cameras blocked by the crowd movement. I guess it's a lot of the Camden fans just trying to leave, and can't seem to get one of our cameras operable now. We broadcasters are watching the monitor, and we've got one camera still up in the stands. We're having a tough time seeing.
Thomas good on the second. Wagner brings it down. He forces up the shot. It will go. Bobby Braun with a rebound. Thomas brings it down to Gabriel. Bobby Braun with the rebound, lays it up, the reverse goes!
What a move by Bobby Braun! Listen to the crowd here. What a move by Braun underneath.
Bobby Braun with a rebound and he's fouled.
And the high is going home, Bob. The high is going home as we see substitutions coming into the game for Camden. Neptune is going to the Group 4 finals.
Bill Thompson charged with the foul. That's his third.
And it just proves the point that reputations do not win basketball games.
We got a minute 59 left to go. Neptune on top. Score 79 to 61.
And Neptune has taken this Camden reputation and thrown it right out the window, as well as throwing the Camden Panthers right out of the Janwin Gymnasium.
Bobby Braun good on two. The corner, it's good.
Wagner hitting that shot from the corner.
Full court pressure.